Hi guys, it's Amy Hager here, and I'm here with my fabulous student, Kelly Cerrone.
Morning.
Hi guys. So we are going to do shoulders today, and you guys will need 2 blocks, a strap, and a yoga mat. So I have links for this yoga mat. This is a Lululemon, a non-stick mat designed for hot rooms, and there's blocks on the link below as well if you guys need the yoga blocks. You could definitely go on that link in the description of this video, and same with a strap. So we're going to just fall into our breath to begin with. You could put our hands onto our knees and sit up tall and close your eyes. Just finding grounding, lengthening the spine as you reach the crown of the head all the way up towards the ceiling. So begin to elongate the breath, deep inhales. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just beginning to relax. If any thoughts are coming up, let them go. Let's bring our chin into our chest, stretching out the back of the neck. You can drop your chin over to, or the right ear to the right shoulder. Take your left fingertips and flex them, pressing the heel of your hand down towards the floor. And take your right hand on the top of your head and assist it in the stretch over to the right ear. Gently release. Bring your left ear to the left shoulder, and you could take your hand on top of the head, flex the right fingertips as you press the heel of the hand down towards the floor. Release your hands down to your thighs, and then just go ahead and do a couple of full circles. They could be clockwise or counterclockwise, just taking some time to find the edges of the neck. Now when you're ready, go ahead and pick up your strap. And you want to find a distance on the strap that is, you want to be able to bring your arms all the way back behind the back body. So widen your hands if you need to. And then ideally you'd like to bring your hands as close together as you can, but still be able to get your hands behind the back. So it's just opening up through the chest. You might feel a little tightness, like I feel it right in here, and you can feel free to stop and pause and maybe just glide the strap up and down, exploring that sensation. Yeah, and just go back and forth, and it doesn't matter if we're all on the same, movement, just moving on your breath and just starting to feel the opening of the shoulder. Those are nice big heart openers. A lot of times in real life we are rounding forward with our head, neck, and shoulders, creating kyphosis. So a lot of this is reversing it, opening the shoulders up. And in yoga, you're going to hear these cues over and over again where we bring our shoulders down and back. So we're always trying to adjust our posture. The last one, and we could bring the strap down and move it off to the side, and then find your block. So go ahead, take your block and squeeze your palms together. So imagine you're bringing your forearms tight together and you're squishing this block together. Now we're going to protract the shoulders, so round the shoulders on purpose. Where we hide the heart, it's a little bit of a cat spine, and keep pressing the hands into the block. Inhale, find the cow face where we retract the shoulders. Imagine there is a piece of paper in between your shoulder blades, and we're squeezing that tightly. And then round the shoulders, protract the shoulders. So we want to get used to learning how the shoulders work. There's a scapula on the back of our shoulders and on our upper back, and then protract. And that scapula follows your arms around. Inhale, retract, and then protract. So the more that we are able to find flexibility with the scapula on the arm, the more that we are going to be able to have a wider range of motion with our arms. Retract. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start doing this a little bit faster. So retract, exhale, protract, inhale, retract, exhale, protract. And make sure you're squeezing the whole time. Your shoulders might be starting to burn by now. Retract, protract. Let's go for 10. Let's go fast. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep squeezing. 3, 2, 1. Drop your hands down. Inhale, lift them up all the way to the sky. Exhale, drop them down. Keep squeezing. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift. This is a lot of isometric strength as you squeeze the ball. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. And let's go a little bit faster. So drop it down. Inhale, lift. Drop it down. Inhale, lift. And we'll go for 10. Lift. 9. Lift. 8. Lift. 7. Lift. 6. Lift. 5. Lift. 4. Lift. 3. Lift. 2. Lift. 1. Lift. Let's drop the block just for a moment. Take your hands behind the back body. Interlace all 10 fingers and then puff out the chest. Have your hands chase the floor. So let's find a little baby back bend in this position. Now take your right arm across the body. Take your left forearm across the right forearm. Just finding a little shoulder stretch. And then other side. Taking your left arm across the body. And you could use your right arm to help you bring it closer in. And then we'll go ahead, find our second set. How are your shoulders? Good? Yeah. Yeah, so squeeze the block really tight. You'll notice a big difference with it being a little bit more challenging the more that you're squeezing. So actively press it in with the straight arms, and then we'll protract, retract, protract, retract. And I definitely feel it. I'm like, why did I say second set? That's okay. So we're going to start to add a little bit of speed. Protract, retract. And let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, owie, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Inhale, lift it up. And drop it down. Woo. Inhale, lift it up. Drop it down. Keep squeezing. Lift, down, and lift. Let's start to go a little bit faster. And then we'll start to count for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Whew, and drop it down. And you could bring your arm up and overhead, bend the right elbow, take your left hand on the right elbow, and take your hand in between the scapula, lift the elbow high. And you could push your head into the back of the bicep, really sitting up tall, stretching through that tricep. And then we'll come up and overhead, other side, right hand on the left elbow. Whew. Walking your hands down the back, down the center of the back. You could push your head into the arm if that helps you get a little bit deeper. And then slowly come on out of it. Bring your hands behind the back body. Interlace all 10 fingers. Find the baby back bend. Lift your heart up towards the sky. And then exhale, release. Let's slowly come up and we can remove the block. Find our downward facing dog. So bring the hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. And it's the first down dog of the day. And right after Virasana, I am feeling achy. So feel free to pedal it out. Just explore your downward facing dog. And you can shift forward into a plank just briefly, making sure the shoulders are over the wrist, just making sure our down dog is in the right position, and then exhale back into your downward facing dog. So you should be able to move from plank to down dog without having to move your hands or your feet. Inhale, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels down. Inhale, come up high on the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels down. Last one, inhale, high on the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels down. Drop down to Dolphin Pose. So drop your forearms down to the floor. Press the forearms down, and your elbows are about shoulder distance apart, and also keep your wrists about shoulder distance apart as well. You can walk your feet in maybe just a little bit. And keep the head lifted up off the mat. We're going to hold this about 30 seconds. So trying to find the softness in the pose. Dolphin works the shoulders a lot. This is a great way to build strength in your shoulders. It's morning here in Clermont, Florida. We've got a nice breeze going on. It's pretty early, so the sun hasn't completely come up yet. The weather feels great. Keep hanging in the dolphin. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Child's pose, wide knee. Knees go to mat distance apart, feet together. Walk your hands back just a little bit and lift your right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, twist, bring the right arm through, and then press your left hand towards the top of the mat. Take your left hand back. Inhale, lift the right arm up towards the sky. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, lift your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, thread the needle all the way to the other side. Take your right hand, push it towards the top of the mat. Bring your right hand back. Inhale, lift the left arm up towards the sky. And then drop it down. Walk your hands all the way back really quick. So lift your arms up towards the sky, and I want you to shrug your shoulders, bringing your shoulders to your ears, and then exhale, release the shoulders down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, drop them down. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, drop them down. Let's just do 5 of those. So inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. So it's coming to our downward facing dog, and I want you to do the same thing in our downward facing dog. So curl the toes under. We're going to call those scapula push-ups. So push the floor away from you a lot, and then go ahead, sink into it, pushing your shoulders away from the ears. So push the shoulders towards the ears, and then sink into it away from the ears. So with intention, so keep moving. Scapula, so we're just raising and lowering the scapula, raising and lowering the shoulders. And let's find a little bit of speed for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come up high on the tippy toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, walk or jump to the top of the mat. Forward fold, feet about hip distance apart. You can have soft knees for the first forward fold. Just let the whole back side of the hamstrings open up. Take your hands, interlace them behind the back body, and then bring your arms all the way up and overhead. Maybe get them parallel to the floor one day. Let your head hang heavy and work on straightening your legs. Yeah, they don't have to, it might not ever go there in the very beginning, but that's like the intention that we're setting. Unless you're really flexible, like Kelly here. But I would like to see your belly on your thighs, though. That's the only difference. So you have to soften your knees, maybe. Yeah, in order to get there. Perfect. Yeah, so when we have the soft knees, it's just protecting our low back. That's the reason why we have the bent knees. And then slowly release your hands down to the floor. Find your half lift. Actually put them up onto your shins. So reach the crown of your head towards the front of the room, engage the belly. Exhale, fold all the way down to the floor. Now inhale, root to rise. Bring the arms all the way out and up overhead. Interlace all 10 fingers, bend the elbows, put your hands behind the head. And find a little baby back bend. Push your elbows wide as you push your head into the hands. And then you can slightly push your hips forward, lift your heart up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your elbows in tight. Bend your knees, round the spine, bring your elbows all the way up onto your thighs. So see how high you can get them onto your thighs. Tuck the chin in tightly, and then you can work on straightening your legs from there, just a little bit. Slowly release your hands down to the floor. Inhale, find that half lift. Exhale, fold, step it back, plank pose. Hold your plank. So in plank pose, we want to retract and protract the shoulders. So find the roundness in the back body, and then retract, drop it in. Nice. Exhale, protract. Inhale, retract. Exhale, protract. Inhale, retract. And we're gonna go a little bit faster. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Push the hips high to the sky. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the knee into your nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lift it up. Right knee, left elbow, revolve it, and kick the leg out to the side of the room, extended side plank. Lift your left arm up towards the sky, drop your left heel. So you can stay here. If you want to try an added challenge, see if you could glide the foot back just a little bit and lift the foot up off the floor. Engage the core. Maybe you're able to pulse it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your left hand down, lift your right leg up. Exhale, step it through, Crescent Pose. So step your foot between the hands, come up high in the fingertips, and then slowly raise your arms all the way up towards the sky. So let's find a nice form with your crescent. Make sure that your feet are parallel, they're not on a railroad track. Melt into the right knee. And you can check down at your toes, make sure that the knee is over the ankles as you kick your heel towards the back of the room, coming up high on the back tippy toes so that your heel is over the ball of the foot. Now spiral the pinkies in just a little bit to drop the shoulders down. And then engage the core to knit the ribs in just a little bit. So it's Tadasana from the waist up. And then find the breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Open it up, warrior 2. Drop your left heel down. Extend the arms in opposition. Gaze down the front middle finger. So take your knee, push it back towards the pinky edge of the toe, and melt into the right knee. Lift through the arches of the back left foot as you extend your arms long, wrapping your muscles around the bone. Deep inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Flip your left hand up towards the sky. Reverse your warrior. Reach your arm all the way up and overhead. Use a nice straight right arm as best as you can and roll the right shoulder open. Maybe gaze under the right bicep up towards the sky. Opening up through the heart to the side of the room. Continue to melt into the right knee. And side angle. Take your right elbow to the right knee. Extend the left arm all the way up and overhead, palm face down towards the front of the room. So extended side angle. Gaze under the left bicep. And then slowly come back into warrior 2. Take your left heel in. Goddess position. So heels in, toes out. Feel free to adjust the feet as much as you need to. And then flip the palms up towards the sky so that you drop your shoulders down. You're right, they might be burning a lot right now. Actually, take your hands behind the back body. Interlace all 10 fingers and then push your head into the hands. Let's take your right elbow to the right knee. Inhale back to the center. Left elbow, left knee. Inhale back to the center. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. One more set. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Extend the arms long, palm face up. And take your right heel, kick it out to the back of the mat for a side angle. Extend the right arm to the back of the mat. So side angle to the back, left elbow on the left knee. Look up underneath the right bicep. It might feel nice to get some pressure off that right leg. And then slowly drop your right hand down to the floor, left hand to the sky. Come up high on the back tippy toes. Revolve side angle. You could gaze down at your feet for just a moment. Press into the right hand a lot. Step your left foot back for side plank. Vashisthasana. So press the outside edge of the right foot down into the floor to lift the hips a little bit taller. Yeah, and then maybe lift your left ankle off the right ankle as well. 5-point star. Doesn't have to be much. See if we can hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll down, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, find your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. So we're facing the back of the room now. Inhale, shift it forward into plank pose. And we're going to do some saws. So come up high on the tippy toes, shifting the shoulders in front of the wrists. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale, high on the toes. Exhale, kick it back. Let's go for 10. Back. 9. Back. 8. Back. 7. Back. 6. Back. 5. 4. 3. Kick it back. 2. Kick it back. Last one. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips high to the sky. Whew. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Kick it off to the side of the room. Extend the leg. Lift your right hand, drop the right heel. Extended side plank. Gaze down at the left foot. Maybe pull the hip back just a little bit. And see if you could try the challenge, lifting your left foot up off the floor. If you're able to do that, see if you could pulse it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your right hand down, left hand high, or left leg high to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, Crescent Pose. Come up high in the fingertips. Inhale, lift the arms up tall towards the sky. And just enjoy the view.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Come melt into the left knee. One day our thigh will be parallel to the floor, right? Spiral those pinkies in as you kick the heel tall so that the heel's over the ankle. That way we get to strengthen the arches of the feet and the ankle. Find your breath, deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Drop your right heel down. Extend the arms long. So in my warrior 2, also make sure your pelvis, you drop the right hip down. So imagine this is like a fishbowl, and we don't want to have any water spill. You could gaze down your middle finger as you ground down through the outside edge of the right foot. Relax the shoulders, deep inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Flip your left hand up towards the sky. Reverse your warrior. Look under the left bicep. As you drop your right hand down, breathe into the left side intercostals. So imagine you're lifting your left ribs up, over, and back. Finding the space. Deep inhale. Exhale. Melt into the left knee. Inhale. Exhale. Take your left elbow down to the left knee, side angle. Extend the right arm all the way up and overhead, palm face down. Gaze under the right bicep up towards the sky. There's fish jumping around here. It's kind of cool. So I think about that with yoga. Yeah, a lot of the yoga names are of nature. So it's kind of nice. I always felt like yoga belongs in nature somehow. And then we're going to slowly come up into a goddess position. So we could come up, bring your right heel in, toes out. So adjust your foot as much as you need to. It might be a little bit of a hop, but that's okay. And then have your palms faced up towards the sky. And then take your hands, interlace all 10 fingers behind the head. Push your head into the hands as you open the elbows out wide. And take your left elbow to the left knee. Inhale back to the center. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale back to the center. Left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Let's do one more. Left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Right elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Extend your arms long, palm face up. Get ready to move into side angle to the front. So you could extend the left leg, drop the heel down, right elbow, right knee as you extend the left palm face up towards the sky. Or palm face down, but look up towards the sky. Breathe. You could gaze down at the floor, drop your left hand down, right hand up, and come up high on the back, left tippy toes. Take your left ribs closer to the inner right thigh, finding the twist in the torso. You can gaze down at the left hand and get ready to step your right foot back. Vashisthasana, side plank. Lift the hips high to the sky. So you could stay here, or you have the option to come into 5-point star, where you lift the right foot off the left. See if you can hold it there. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come forward, find your plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, drop down, low plank. Uncurl the toes. Bhujangasana, upward facing dog. Lift the heart, so it's just the hands and the top of the feet. Lift the thighs off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Drop down, dolphin pose. So drop your elbows down to the ground. Dolphin, and find the sensation with all 10 fingers. Take your left foot into the center of the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg up. See if you could come up high on the left tippy toes even. Yeah, really pressing all the weight down into the hands, trying to get the hips higher over the shoulders. And then slowly drop your right foot down. Take it to the center. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Come up high on your right tippy toes. Then slowly come on down, find your dolphin. So while we're in our dolphin, let's do dolphin push-ups where we shift the weight forward, bringing your nose to your fingers or your thumbs. Exhale, push it back. You got it? Inhale forward, yep. Exhale back, we got 10 of these. Inhale forward for 10. Back, 9, back, 8, back, 7, back, 6, back, 5, back, 4, back, 3, back, 2, back, 1, back. Child's pose, knees apart, feet together. You can have your palms go up. Just rest. Whew. How are you holding up over there?
Oh, that was a tough one.
I know, they sneak up on you. Find the breath. And then turn your palm face down and find our downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift the hips high to the sky, and you can pedal the feet left and right. Inhale, lift your right leg all the way up. Exhale, knee to nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, but hold it up at the high position, so round the spine. Now drop the shin, hover the floor, look forward. Exhale, round the spine, draw the thigh into the chest. And then drop the shin down, hovering the floor, look forward. So I'm coming up high in the back tippy toe, that will help you as well. And then slowly drop it down, we got 2 more. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, look forward, hover the shin. Last one, round the spine. Whew. Hover the shin, you can do it. Let's find our 3-legged dog. Kick the right leg all the way back. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Drop your left heel down for warrior 1. So your back foot's at a 30-degree angle. Feet are parallel. Inhale, lift the arms up tall towards the sky. Take your hands behind the back body. Interlace all 10 fingers. Find the baby back bend. Lift through the heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Bring your torso on the inside of the right thigh and see if you can get your forehead close to the floor. Reaching your arms all the way up and overhead. See if you could squeeze the heels of the hands tight together. Inhale. Reverse warrior. Lift the heart. Or a little baby back bend, I should say. Exhale, humble warrior. Come forward. Reach your arms up overhead. One more reverse warrior. Lift it up tall. I should say baby back bend. I don't know when I've called this reverse warrior. That's okay. Exhale, humble warrior. And then slowly release your hands down to the floor and see if you could come up high in the fingertips. Lift your chest off the thigh and then see if you can hover the hands back and forth. Yeah, now take the hands towards the back of the room, palm face down, squeeze the pinkies together to engage the triceps. Now come up high on your left tippy toes. Bend the left knee a little bit and see if you can hop up into warrior three. Keep squeezing your pinkies together. Roll the left hip down, lift through the chest. So find a spot on the floor. You can point the left toe, finding the length through the leg. And soften the right knee, just a little bit, baby squat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, baby squat. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, exhale, baby squat. Inhale, lengthen. Hinge at the hips, bring the thigh parallel to the floor, modified tree, hands in the heart center. Whew. Go ahead, lengthen your left leg long. And bend the leg. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend. See if you could reach your right hand could come to your left knee and you could come into the twist for dancing Shiva this way. Maybe extend the left hand to the back of the room. Or if you want to go further, you could take your right hand to the outside of the left foot and then lengthen the leg long. So if you need to take the modification, do it. These are all progressions. Whew. Maybe you're able to look at the back of the room. I'm looking at moving water. It always kind of trips me up a little bit. Whew. We'll slowly come back to the center, hands to heart center. Whew. See if you can get your thigh parallel to the floor, flex the foot, and then kick it back for warrior three. So hinge at the hips. Roll the left hip down, find your spot on the floor. Yeah, it might be a little wobbly, that's okay. This is creating a lot of stability and strength, grounding through the right foot, all the way down towards the floor. Soften the right knee, step it back. Crescent pose. Inhale, lift your arms up high to the sky. Relax the shoulders down, soften the left knee, tap the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap the knee. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, exhale, tap the knee. Let's go all the way down to the floor, drop it down. Hands down to the ground, lizard pose. So hands on the inside of the right leg. You could extend the left leg long. And then you could stay high on the hands or come down to your elbows. You can decide. Yeah. And go ahead, lean on the left forearm. See if you could take your right hand and just push the knee open, coming onto the blade of the right foot. And as you look over the right shoulder. And come back to center. Walk up high on your hands just a little bit. See if you could tuck the right shoulder under the right knee. Are you able to do that?
I don't know about that.
No?
Maybe. Not all the way.
Okay, you curl your left toes under, lift the knee up off the mat. So you could either stay here or maybe bring your arms out like the letter T. Yeah, just play with it. If you could only do one arm, that's great. Again, we're all going to be at different levels. There's going to be different levels of progression. Let's see if you can hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly release the hands down to frame the foot. Step it back. Plank pose. Hold the plank position. Let's take our plank. We can shift side to side, finding the saw horizontally. Engaging your core, engage your hamstrings and your quadriceps as you kick the heel towards the back of the room. Just finding a little bit of movement. And then let's go ahead and find our downward facing dog. Push the hips high to the sky. Whew. Pedal the feet. Inhale, lift your left leg all the way up. Exhale, knee to nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, knee to nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lift it tall. Exhale, knee to nose, Cheetah Pose. Round the spine, thigh into the chest, and then hover the shin off the floor, look forward. Inhale, round it, and then hover the shin off the floor, look forward. You have 3 more. Exhale, round the spine, thigh into the chest. Inhale, forward, 2 more. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, look forward. Last one. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale, look forward. Kick your left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Drop your right heel down onto the floor. Inhale, lift your arms all the way up towards the sky. Melt into the left leg. And then find the inward spiral of the back right leg. So take your right hand on the right thigh and just find the spiral inwards. Lift your arms up tall towards the sky. Release your hands behind the back body, interlacing all 10 fingers. Baby back bend. Lift your heart as you roll your shoulders open. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your chest on the inside of the thigh. Reach your arms all the way up and overhead. Maybe you get your forehead to touch the floor one day. Inhale, baby back bend. Lift through your heart. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your torso. Lift your arms up overhead. Inhale, lift it up, baby back bend. Exhale, humble warrior. Dropping the torso in. Release your hands down to the floor. You can come up high on the fingertips. Lift the chest up off the thighs. And then hover your hands back and forth. Keep your chest lifted up off the thighs, so we're not resting there. Okay, rather keeping it lifted, and extend your hands to the back of the room, palm face down. Squeeze the pinkies together, engaging the triceps. Come up high in the right tippy toes. Strong moment, kick up into warrior 3. If you have to hop it forward, go for it. It's okay. I had to take a baby hop as well. Roll the right hip down, point the right toe. Find a spot on the floor to look at. It's your drishti or your gaze. It will help you focus. Stay lifted through the chest. And then bend the left knee down. Inhale, lengthen. 2 more. Exhale, left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, soften the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Modified tree, hinge at the hips. Bring the right thigh parallel to the floor. Hands to heart center. Go ahead, straighten your right leg. Exhale, bend the right knee. Straighten the right leg. Bend the right knee. Straighten the right leg. Bend the knee. Find the twist. So take the right hand on the right hip, left hand on the left or the right knee. If you want, you could extend the right hand to the back of the room. So just find where you're at. If you feel really good, you can reach down, catch the outside edge of the right foot, and then kick the heel towards the front of the room, dancing Shiva. And then adjust your gaze as you feel comfortable. Maybe you look out to the side of the room or to the back of the room, at the back of the right hand. So just wherever you're at, that's great. Whew. And when you're ready, slowly find yourself back into that modified tree, hands in the heart center. Hinge at the hips, warrior 3. Kick the right foot back, lift through the chest. Soften the left leg and step the right foot back. Crescent pose. Inhale, lift the arms up tall towards the sky. Take your right knee, tap it down towards the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap the right knee down. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, tap it down, hold it down there. Lizard pose. Drop your hands down to the floor. You can move your right knee back if you are more flexible. And then maybe come down to your forearms. So you can stay up high on your hands or drop down to the forearms. Take your pick. Just feeling the stretch in the hip. And then take your left hand onto the left knee. Roll onto the outside edge of the left foot as you push your knee away from you. Look over the left shoulder. The world is waking up, you guys. Even though that house is really far away, it sounds like the dog is right here. And slowly come on out of it. Come up high on the hands. And so you could shift your hips back just a little bit. We're going to take the left shoulder under the left knee as best as you can. Lift the right feet off the ground. And play around with bringing your arms out like the letter T. So stay lifted. Engage the core. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands down to frame the foot. Step the left foot back. Plank pose. So in your plank, I want you to come into a sloppy plank where we drop our hips down. Inhale, pike the hips up just a little bit, and then drop the hips down. Inhale, pike it up. We've got 10. Let's go a little faster. 9, pike it up. 8, pike it up. 7, pike it up. 6, pike it up. 5, pike it up. 4, pike it up. 3, pike it up. 2, pike it up. 1, pike it up. Child's pose. Knees wide, feet together. Rest your head all the way down to the floor. Okay, slowly grip the ground, come back forward, find your downward facing dog, curl the toes under. And then shift forward into a plank pose. Come up high on the right fingertips, and let's move into a side plank. Roll onto the outside edge of the left foot, reach your right arm up tall towards the sky. Now you have 2 options. You can lift your right foot up off the floor. Well, you actually have 3. You could come into a tree pose, or you could reach around, peace fingers around the right big toe, and extend the leg towards the sky. Step back into wild thing, right foot behind the left. Lift the hips high to the sky. Reach your arm all the way up and overhead. And then slowly come back into your plank pose. Let's go into the other side, high on the left fingertips. Roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. Extend the left arm long to the sky or tall. And then you could come into your 5-point star, your tree pose, where you have your foot on your calf or your inner thigh. Or you could reach around, peace fingers around the left big toes. You extend the leg tall towards the sky. Step the foot behind the right. Wild thing. Lift your hips up tall. Find that little inner smile. And then slowly roll forward. Plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg all the way up. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Crescent pose. Inhale, lift, arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your left arm under the right, eagle arms. Cross your elbows, cross your wrists, palms touch. Now, if you can't get your arms all the way around, give yourself a big hug. That's your backup plan. Trying to get your elbows to slowly cross. And then we could lean forward and do a lightning crescent. And then hop all the way into chair actually first. Let's go into chair. I was gonna hop all the way into eagle, but I decided that probably won't be as nice. Go ahead, lift your left leg all the way up and over the right. Sometimes I get really ambitious with my yoga. And you can have your left foot on the floor if you can't get that double wrap, but if you can, go ahead, see if you can wrap your foot behind the calf, pointing your feet the whole time. And then lift through the chest, tip the tailbone back, finding the back bend in this position, and then work on getting all 12 major joints into alignment as you gaze over the fingertips. And then unwind. Bring your right hand onto the right hip. Find your peace fingers wrapped around the left big toe. So you could either have your hand on your knee or on the toe. And if you have it on the foot, see if you could extend your leg out to the side. Whew. Try to find the stability with the right foot. Lift through the chest as you roll the shoulders open. And then slowly come into tree pose. Bring your foot on the inner right thigh or the inner right ankle. So the only place you don't want to put it is on your knee joint. Hands in the heart center. And then lift your hands up towards the sky. Gaze up towards the sky. Whew. Some days I'm like rock solid with my feet. Today is not one of them. That's okay. It's just yoga, right? And then open your arms up. We'll pretend like it's really windy out, and that's the reason why we're having issues. So you can let your arms blow in the breeze. And then slowly come all the way down. Come into modified tree. Left leg lifts, hinge at the hips, warrior three, to the back of the room. Drop your hands down to the floor. Stand like a modified standing splits or modified warrior three. And then bring your left knee into your nose, Cheetah Pose. Inhale, lengthen it long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen, step, hip back. Find your plank pose. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hip side of the sky. Inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, crescent pose. On the other side, inhale, lift the arms up. And take your right arm under the left. Cross your elbows, cross your wrists. Palms touch, pull the elbows down. And then your backup plan, of course, is to just give yourselves that big hug. Okay? Come to the lightning crescent, hop into chair. So melting through the knees, and then go ahead, lift your right leg all the way up and over the left. Cross your knee, cross your ankle. Lift through the chest, tip the tailbone back. If your knees are shifting off to the left, then try to bring them down the center line. Gaze over your fingertips as you melt into the left knee. So it's a bent leg standing position. Slowly unwind, come on up into a modified tree. Left hand, left hip, reach your right hand down to the right knee or to the right big toe, and then lengthen the leg out to the side of the room. You could extend the left arm as well if that helps you with your balance. Tree pose, so bend the right knee. You could bring it to the low calf, or you could bring it up to the inner thigh if you'd like. Yeah, and then press your thigh into the foot, foot into the thigh. Reach your arms up overhead, palms touch, crossing your thumbs. Gaze up. And then you can open your arms up. Let your arms blow in the wind. Just trying to find the joy in the movement. Hands in the heart center. And then adjust your thigh so it's parallel to the floor. Modified tree, flex the foot, hinge back, warrior three. Your left foot might be burning by now. Mine is. Roll the right foot or right hip down towards the floor. And then drop your hands down for a modified standing split or warrior three. Cheetah pose, bring your knee into your nose. Inhale, lengthen it long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, knee to nose, cheetah pose. Inhale, lengthen, soften the left knee, step it back, find your plank pose. Let's take a vinyasa. Deep inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, dolphin pose. Okay, these are gonna be crazy dolphin push-ups. Where we go from dolphin to chaturanga, low plank. Can you do this?
Okay, I think so. Let's try it.
Okay, so we have dolphin pose. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Dolphin. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Dolphin. Low plank. High plank. Down dog. Dolphin. Low plank. High plank. Down dog. Dolphin. Low plank. High plank. Down dog. Can you go for 5 more, or how do you feel?
We'll try it.
So we got 5. Low plank. Inhale, push, then back. Dolphin. Low plank. Push, and back. And if you're not quite on the same number as me, it's okay. Dolphin, 3. Plank. Push back. Drop your forearms. Low plank. Inhale, and back. 2. And then last one. Forearms down, dolphin. Low plank. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, down dog. Woo.
Yeah, the answer was no.
I know. Let's just find our child's pose just for a moment because I want to do another dolphin to down dog one, right? These dolphins are no joke, you guys. Come back into a dolphin pose. Have your elbows and your wrists parallel. Curl the toes under, and then this time I want to see if you could, with the same time, this is really hard. Always one arm wants to go up first for me, but see if you can push into a down dog. Drop the forearms down. Inhale, lengthen. And down, we got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold the dolphin. Walk your feet in as much as you can. Trying to get the hips all the way up over the shoulders. Yeah, you walk it in even more. Walk your toes even more. Yeah, there you go. Hold it there. You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees wide, feet together. Child's pose. Whew. Okay. And then let's slowly swing our legs all the way around to the front of the room. We made it. Barely. Yeah, so bring your legs out. Let's find just a Paschimottanasana to begin. So you can reach your arms up towards the sky, forward fold. Whew. Yeah, feel free to move your flesh out of the way if that helps. And then exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the feet. Lift through the chest. Yeah, find a nice flat back to begin with. So we always want to find the length in the spine. And then at the end, you could go ahead, round forward. Bring your forehead to your knees. Now, that's not all. We have one more. We're going to do reverse tables. So bring your hands towards the back of the room. Point your fingertips towards the front. And then bend your knees. Put your sole of the foot down onto the floor. And go ahead and lift your hips up. Find reverse table. So in the reverse table, you could have soft hips, but I want you to open up through the chest and roll the shoulders open. And then slowly come back down into the seated position. So I'll show you a couple of options. So if you can do the reverse tables and glide the hips back to your wrists. And if you have trouble doing this move where we straighten the legs without blocks, you can do it with blocks as well. So that's why the blocks are so handy. It's kind of like a bridge. It really helps make space to make things more accessible so you can decide where you want to be. It also kind of depends on your arm length, which I know sounds silly to think that some of us have longer arms than others, but it's true. I happen to have very short arms. So if you actually watch me in that position, I'm barely clearing the floor. But that's okay. So somehow we could do it and just have fun with it, right? So go ahead, find your reverse table, lift through the chest, rolling the shoulders open, and then go ahead, glide your hips back, straighten your legs, point your toes up. Inhale, reverse table. Exhale, glide it back. Inhale, reverse table. Exhale, glide it back. You got two more. Inhale, reverse table. Exhale, glide it back. You got one more. Exhale, glide it back. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Come on down. This time let's move into a reverse plank. So this is where we're going to straighten the legs. Can you do those, or I don't know? Okay. So we'll find a reverse table to begin with. And just play around with straightening the right leg towards the edge of your mat and the left leg. So the key with this is you want your toes and your heels to touch, and you want the toes and heels down onto the floor. Now work on straightening the legs and then open through the chest. You could gaze up towards the sky. Whew. Let's hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come down. Oh. And let's take bend our knees in and bring our right ankle on top of the left. And go ahead, lift through the chest. Finding a seated pigeon. So I hope you guys enjoyed the practice today. It was a lot of fun. It's definitely challenging. I don't think Kelly knew what she was in for.
That's okay. That's why I like your classes. I never know what I'm in for. It's always great though.
All right. And then we'll go ahead, come to the other side. Bringing your left ankle on top of the right. Lift through the chest. I like to add in a lot of strengthening exercises. For me, that was like the big game changer in my yoga practice for me to start doing some more inversions and things like that. I was adding that in. I just wasn't able to get there from a regular yoga class. So I started to modify so that I could start building strength, so I could start doing some of these yoga moves I wanted to try. So lift through the chest. We're going to find a seated bound angle and then forward fold. Use your elbows to push your knees out wide as you come down. And then slowly come up. Let's swing our legs all the way back behind us. I want to do Gomukasana. That's a nice shoulder opener as well. And let's take our right leg up and over the left. So it's nice to come into this from a table, and then you can adjust your knees if you need to, so that the knees are stacked on top of each other, and open the ankles wide. Slowly come all the way down onto your glutes. And then if you need a strap for this one, you can use a strap, but let's take your right hand behind the back body and your left arm, reach it under, and see if you can find the bind behind the back body. So you could hold onto your shirt if you can't quite reach. It definitely wasn't right away for me. I had to practice this. But if you need the strap, if that helps bridge the gap for you guys, that's why we have these props, and that's why they're so helpful in yoga practice. I didn't really practice yoga without blocks for over a year. And even now, after doing it for many years, I still love my blocks. They just make everything better. So lift up tall, exhale, fold a little bit. We'll slowly come on out of it. Let's find the tabletop again. So just lean forward, and we're going to change legs. So take the left leg up and around and up on top of the right. And then when you're ready, you can sit all the way back, ankles wide. And then take your left hand behind the back body, in between the shoulder blades. This side is tighter for me. Me too. It is? Yeah. So for me, I feel it a lot on this shoulder right in here. I don't know if that was because when I was a kid, I played a lot of softball or what, or I'm right-handed, but it just burns a little more. And go ahead and let's find our forward fold. So find your place of sensation. If it's ever painful, just back out of it. Relax and breathe. Then slowly come on up. Relax your hands behind your back body, and you can unwind the legs. Let's roll all the way down onto our backs. And let's take our left ankle on top of the right knee and drop the knees off to the left. You can bring your arms out like a cactus or like the letter T, whatever you decide. You should feel the stretch in the hip, the right hip. So it's just another alternative way of doing a little bit of a twist. And then slowly come back. Put your right ankle on the left knee and drop it off to the left, or the right. Drop your knees to the right. And we'll bring it to the center. Do you do shoulder stand ever? You could do shoulder stand?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll try shoulder stand, where we put your hands on your hips. So you'll press your forearms down into the floor. You could do this with just the legs up the wall. You know, this could be your backup plan if you can't quite get the hips up. But otherwise, see if you could get your hips, hands on the hips, lift your feet up. Yeah, you got it. Cool. And then see if you could slowly bring your feet all the way down to the floor, plow pose. So the big thing in this position is to not turn your head. Kick your heels towards the back of the room. See if you can extend your arms and peace fingers around the big toe. Straighten your legs. It's just an option. Otherwise, keep your hands on the hips. And see if you could come back into that shoulder stand Work on bringing your hips to the front of the room, and you want to get your feet over your hips pretty much, and you're trying to get your hips closer to over your shoulders. So you're bringing your hips closer to your chest, and then working on bringing your feet towards the back of the room. And then when you're ready, slowly bend the knees or bend the hip. Yeah, you could bend your knees and come on out. Whew. Drop your feet down, windshield wipe with the legs, left and right. Add in a little baby bridge. And then we'll come down to our final Savasana. So we'll stay here a couple of minutes. Just relax. The hard work is over. Thank yourselves for all your successes. This was not easy. So if you made it this far, even if you skipped poses, that's still amazing. You could do this routine, more and more, and the more that you do it, the more that you're going to get better. The key with advancing with all of this stuff is just consistency over time. Start to drop into the breath, elongating your inhales and your exhales. Let's find some movement in your fingers and your toes. Maybe make a fist, flex the feet in. You can stretch the hands back, pointing your toes. Maybe roll your ankles and your wrists. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, stretching through your spine. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug. Roll over to one side of the mat. Rest on your bicep. And slowly push yourself up into a cross-legged position. You can have your hands down for grounding or up for receiving. So it's definitely crazy times going on right now, and we are in the middle of the corona pandemic. And I just wanted to send out some encouragement about worry. So I just wanted to remind everybody that worrying is just thinking about all the things that we don't want to have happen in our life. So it's a lot of wasted energy. If we look around right now, for example, we have the wind blowing on our skin, the fresh air, the scent of nature, the sound of the water ripple, the dogs in the background, and all is well. Bring your hands in the heart center. Thank you for working out with me today. If you guys need yoga blocks, straps, mats, I have links down below or on my website. They are affiliate links, so thank you for supporting the channel. Namaste.
Thank you.